welcome back to another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the BENEFACTOR VORSCHLAGHAMMER. Now, this vehicle, in my opinion, is primarily based off the Mercedes-Benz 190E, one of the best, not necessarily the best, but one of the more iconic E-classes of the past. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting this vehicle in this update. We do have drift tune on this vehicle, so that's a plus. No HSW, no Imani Tech. That's another plus. We don't need any more of those vehicles. So let's get into the customization and see what this vehicle has. As you can see, Euro plates. I guess it switches it on the back as well. I do like that little BENEFACTOR logo there as well. Nice little touch. The diffusers are crazy on this thing. But we will be going towards some type of street track build. Now, something you could use on the track, but just something that you mainly use on the street, so it wouldn't necessarily be too over the top. Of course, 14 grand on an exhaust, not gonna do that. Let's just go with the typical 750. Same sound, same fire, and the fire doesn't get bigger with the size of the exhaust, so that's a no-no.
Pulled up next to 5-0 yesterday. He started bumping the bass. If he'd have come after me, I'd have burned.
Headlight tints are available, or covers are available. Ooh, these are nice. Just front intakes. So basically, it cuts the headlight and puts in, it removes a headlight and puts in a little vent. I am definitely leaning towards that. It gives the car a different look that I like for $11,000. Pricey. BENEFACTOR ornament, the carbon. Turbos. Not gonna do that. So let's see. Ornament, gold ornament, quad intakes, twin intakes. I'm leaning towards the twins, but the quad does not look bad as well. So let's just do that. More is better, I guess. Double stripes, the typical white stripes. Oh, no, never mind. So we have black stripes on the side here with the BENEFACTOR logo in it. Oh, nice. Flames, okay. Racing geometry, so it's two different colors. Well, it will be tricolor. Gray at the back with the blue and the lighter blue. Okay, so I guess you could pull off some crazy livery like that. Louvers, not really a huge fan, even though something like louvers would appear in a vehicle like this. That guard-arm plate does look good on this one, but it's not what it's for, so let's just do our channel plate. Move on. Now, I'm unsure which color scheme I'm going to go with. I might switch this thing into a different color, but I really like how the blue looks, how I ordered it. I imagined it, and it looks exactly how I imagined it. So I might make it full blue, or I might just make the bottom half black. So, and these colors look well, they look decently okay. But I'm thinking more of a color that either pops or just shows the body line of the vehicle. Now, it's not really necessarily a curvy vehicle. It just has a few distinctive lines. But who really cares about lines when you're looking at cars in Grand Theft Auto? If this was real life, I'd probably paint this thing in a silver with a high gloss or like a very shiny silver, just to show the body lines more
Make sure you
or
check out
something
my
like
latest
that.
ride.
So yeah. Leaning towards more of the track skirts, and this is what I like to see. Skirts are so generic in Grand Theft Auto. I do like to see on vehicles get their special edition of skirts that are completely made for that vehicle specifically. So all of them are solid options for me. I definitely like when you have less options, but they're more unique. Splitters are still the bottom one
You catch the
because
new
it
rides
doesn't make
over at
sense
my
to put
spot?
something that big on a car like this. Sometimes I wish I would do more track builds. Of course, this is Grand Theft Auto. You could drive whatever on the street, even things without license plates. But yeah, it is what it is. And did you guys see the? Wow, this is huge. Now let's go back to that incognito wing, which is awesome. The factory spoiler. Oh my goodness,
Mimi sick,
that thing
but
is
she don't go harder
crazy.
than me, yo. I mean, like, almost. But this player gonna
It's
keep
just
you guessing,
so
you
sleek.
know?
You'd never expect it. I was just say factory, but you'd never expect it to have that as a wing, you know. So turbo tuning, 50 grand. I know we could do benefactors. That would look really good on this. Or we could do the cognoscities, because cognoscities are kind of like the same as the stock wheels. Oh, perfect. And it fits it too. It's weird how Enos and Benefactor kind
Yo,
of
did you see Sasana
flow
go
on
around
the
that
same
track the other
style
day?
in a way
Shit was
in this game.
ludicrous. I mean, like,
So
I
Bentley
can
and
still
Mercedes
beat,
are kind of
that
sharing
shit was
the
fire.
same vibe. But anyway, moving on, we're gonna not do black because it would just make the whole bottom line of the car black. But it would look nice if we were to get the blue from the body, and I think that's it. Royal blue, perfect. Tints, of course, that's it. So this car does pretty well in driving, and I have a couple things to say about how it drives and some comparisons that would make an interesting conversation. So yes, how it drives, just to get that out of the way. The car drives great, not too much traction, not too much wheel spin. Very tail happy though. If you hold the throttle and you turn, it's almost like if you don't want to drift, you'll just spin out, and it's just a bunch of wheel spins afterwards. So yes, the car does need a bigger wing, more like that RS wing or a time attack test style wing. If you're going for your track build, you can't do the factory spoiler like I did. So kind of a given there. Customization on the body. Look at the interior. Perfect interior for the time period of a car this is based on. Like, they did a fantastic job. They have the generic sports seats in there, but I don't think it's too far off. You could excuse that. You're not gonna get everything right? And I think they did an overall good job. I like how mine came out. I am thinking of doing a track build, maybe off camera, because it's pretty much going to be the same car, just less wheel spin. And I could already tell the car is pretty good. So whenever I do the double clutch, which is holding pressing the handbrake when the car is in between first and second gear, leaves a huge tire mark on the floor, and it goes into maximum speed. It's almost like launching a car in real life. That's the best thing I could say. Or a clutch kick. Two different things, but it's almost similar in GTA. So yeah, the car does those things really good. As you can see, I'm drifting here. I'm just driving kind of recklessly, and it does that pretty well. So if you want to have a fun car, this is it for you. And now to my second to last point, not the customization, the comparison between something in the sedans class. This car is in the sedans class, if you didn't know. And the first car I thought of was another benefactor, which is the Shafter V12. Now, according to the the stats on this car, this is a V8, and it's pretty quick. Now, this against a Shafter V12, I would say there's no chance. You'd eventually get caught by the Shafter if there's a long enough straight. As I said before, this car has a lot of low end to mid range torque. That's why it does the double clutch so well. And you could almost do well up until the time the straight comes. And the Shafter V12 does not stop accelerating. It's high acceleration and high top end. So something like this, I don't think will put up much of a fight unless it has the right course and the right driver. Nonetheless, I do think it's still a good comparison, and that would make it an interesting race to see how the VORSCHLAGHAMMER stacks up against something like a Shafter. Nonetheless, my last topic is the engine model. Now, if you didn't see this engine model in any other car, to be honest, I've never seen it, me personally. I still give Rockstar A for effort. New engine model, perfect. If it's new, right? And there's a little bit of blob there, but it is what it is. Rockstar did what they could. They didn't just put the inline six in there and just call it a day. And I do like how the trunk liner looks. Pretty nice. Well, nonetheless, on the overall spectrum, the car is very well put together. They didn't rush anything. They thought of well-placed upgrades. I'm just seeing that the vents on the engine bit, the vents on the hood don't show through on the other side. That's funny. But yeah, they definitely thought out some nice modifications on this thing, and I think it's a nice car to have in your collection. But the last question is it worth the $1.7 million? And that's for the user to decide. I do think that for some it's worth it, for some it's not. In my opinion, if they took like 500,000 off, it would be like a pretty good purchase in my opinion. But you do have to pay for these drift tuning if you're into that, and that's an additional 200,000. So I guess they could have maybe lowered this car down to like 1.5, but it is what it is. If you have it, you'll get it, and if you don't, you just do without. And if you really want the best deal, wait until it goes on the prize ride or the podium wheel. Now that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching.